Hello everybody, I'm Tim Blair. This is the Clay County Times-Democrat Weekly Web Update for the February 12th edition, 2014. Our weekly web updates are brought to you here on cctimesdemocrat.com by the good folks at Piggott State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, and serving this region since way back in 1930. Well, we've kind of gone indoors, though the weather's not too terrible outside. Here in the middle of February for this week's edition of the Weekly Web Update. Temperatures have gotten a bit better and much of the snow and ice has melted across the region, but we still have quite a bit of that remaining, especially in areas that don't get a lot of sunshine. But hopefully in the coming week that will all melt off and things will get a little more seasonal here in Northeast Arkansas. Well, we'd like to encourage you to pick up an edition of this week's Clay County Times-Democrat. It's available on newsstands across the region. If you saw last week's webcast, we talked a little bit with Tim Ude. Now, Tim Ude is a performance artist from California. He was up at the Hemingway Pfeiffer Museum and Educational Center retyping A Farewell to Arms, Hemingway's iconic novel. Very interesting, the way he does that, and we've got a story explaining fully about that, some photographs of Tim working and so forth in this week's edition. Also a website that you can go to if you'd like to find out more about this really interesting performance art. Again, it was a little bit bad weather that week and not a lot of folks were able to get up to the museum where he was doing the retyping of A Farewell to Arms there in the Barnes studio, but we encourage you to pick up a copy of that. Also in this week's edition of the paper, we have an update on the arrest in the arson case down in Rector and also the multiple arrests here in Piggott. Closing down Piggott Police Department, doing a good job of basically trying to shut down a ring of thievery that's been going on recently, and we've got all the details in this week's edition of the paper. We also have a complete update and preview of FFA Week, which is going on this coming week. Also a night's Valentine's feature story by Jane Gatewood. That's all available in this week's paper. In sports, of course, we'll be updating all the information for the Mohawks and the Cougars. Now, of course, last Thursday evening was a big showdown for the season finale, the closeout of the regular season at Rector, as the Cougars observed senior night by hosting the Piggott Mohawks. Senior boys and senior girls in action. The two teams split. The girls' game wasn't too close, but the senior boys game was an exciting contest. Now, we also had the Mohawks observing senior night against Manila last week, and in fact our camera was there, and let's share a little bit of senior night with you right now.
Her future plans are to go to college to become an orthopedic nurse, make lots of money, and live happily ever after. Number 22, Casey Crosfield. Number 24, Trevor Rugg. These 8 seniors are a pleasure to be with. They show leadership on the floor. We're very proud of them, and they will be missed. Let's everybody give a hand to class of 2014.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2014 Rector High School seniors.
Again, congratulations to the class of 2014 from both Rector High School, Piggott High School, as those students will be wrapping up their school careers and so forth this spring. Now, of course, also in sports, we have district tournament play coming up, and we have a bit of a preview in that. Some of the brackets were yet to be determined, but we can tell you the Mohawks will be playing Monday night this coming Monday night. It's President's Day, but they'll be playing at Harrisburg. The girls will be taking on Hoxie in approximately 7 p.m. tip-off. The boys will take on the host Harrisburg Hornets around 8:30 in their first round games. We also have a look at the complete schedule, and you can pick that up on the newsstand as well. We also have a baseball fundraiser for the Mohawks coming up Monday evening, 5 until 7 p.m. at the Piggott McDonald's. Members of the team and supporters of the Mohawk Bullpen Club will be there. They'll be serving and taking your orders and so forth. And Larry and Seven, the owners out there, they're going to be donating a portion of the profits from those 2 hours to the Bullpen Club to benefit the Mohawk baseball team. And of course, baseball season is just around the corner, so be standing by for that. We'll have a complete preview as we wrap up basketball and get ready to move into the baseball season as well. Now, coming up in this coming edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat, we encourage you to pick up a copy of that. We'll have all the details, wrap up on the big Rector Chili Cook-Off, which was held Saturday. Our own Ryan Rogers was the defending winner of that contest from last year and the inaugural one. And he was back to defend his title. I believe he was in there, but we'll have all the details coming up on the Rector Chili Cook-Off to benefit the Rector Community Center. We'll also have a preview of a performance by the Road Show, which is coming up soon. It's going to benefit the Emmanuel Baptist Church Relay for Life team, and we've got all the details in the upcoming edition. Of course, basketball, we'll be recapping district tournament play as both the boys and girls from both teams will be swinging into action at their respective district tournaments. And of course, we'll have a little wrap up on the baseball fundraiser here, talk a little bit about the baseball season. We also want to offer our congratulations to Mohawk Tanner Murray. Tanner made an appearance as a catcher for the Arkansas State University Red Wolves Saturday in their season opener against Miami of Ohio. Came in late, caught, I believe, 2 innings of that ball game. They also were scheduled to play Sunday afternoon down at Tomlinson Field, and we wish Tanner the best of luck. Also coming up, we would like to remind you to pick up a copy of the Delta Voice. They're available on newsstands all up and down the region. You can pick that up. It's absolutely free, and they're available all the way from down around Truman and Mark Tree up to close to Chaffee and Bluefield, Missouri, and all points in between. You can pick up a copy of the Delta Voice. Got a lot of great information, stories, and ads, and it's absolutely free. It's available from our parent publications. So we encourage you to pick up a copy of that as well. And we'd also like to remind you that to visit us here at cctimesdemocrat.com for late-breaking stories, updates on sports information and news. We try to keep you posted as best we can on a day-to-day basis right here on the web. And also, we encourage you to visit our Facebook page. Like us on Facebook. If you're watching us here on the cctimesdemocrat.com homepage, it's right down there. You can visit us there for some pretty fun information. We try to share some of the old photos and so forth with you, and we encourage you to, if you're in the Facebook scene, to visit us there and like us if you have the opportunity. Well, we're going to leave you with some more highlights of the senior night down at Rector. The ball game highlights, actually. A few highlights of the Lady Mohawks, Lady Cougars, the Cougars and the Mohawks as they squared off and wrapped up the regular season this past Thursday night before a big crowd. Exciting contest, and we really enjoyed being down there. And thanks for the hospitality of the folks down at Rector for hosting the Mohawks. And again, we encourage you to pick up a copy of next week's paper for all the details on that exciting game. I believe Ryan Rogers is going to have the game coverage for us this time around. Well, with that, we wrap up another edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat Weekly Web Update. We're brought to you here on cctimesdemocrat.com by the good folks of Piggott State Bank. And until next time, I'm Tim Blair reporting.